Hello, welcome to my second or possibly third reading vlog during quarantine. I say possibly third because I just compiled all of the footage for my last week's vlog and it's 2 hours and I feel like I'm not going to be able to get it. I'm not going to be able to cut 50% of that footage. That's just not going to happen. So I'm thinking about splitting it up somewhere or taking out, I have a couple time lapses. I could take out some of the time lapses, but I think splitting it up is probably my best bet. I don't know what else I can do. So yeah, that was fun. I just sort of put them all in and looked at the time and it was 2 hours and 11 minutes and I was like, fuck. How am I going to spin this one? So I'm hoping that this reading vlog won't be that long. I have a feeling it will be because as we know, I like to talk a lot, especially about like things that I like books that I'm reading, but can't be that bad, right? Like more content, right? Right? That's how that works, right? So anyway, I'm thinking that you guys will already have seen, but I'm thinking that I will post the first, because I'm definitely going to split it in half. I'm going to publish the first reading vlog on Tuesday, the second reading vlog on Thursday, and then I'll push my, for the whole summer, for July and August, I'll push that to Saturday. I think that's the best bet. And then the next week, I'll probably have a similar uploading schedule, because this reading vlog, I have a feeling this reading vlog is also going to be just as long, considering that we're now 2 minutes in and I haven't even talked about a book. I wanted to tell you guys what my reading plans were for this week because I feel like last week I had a really ambitious TBR, but that was technically for the 2 weeks, but it was still ambitious that I was going to stick to that, if that makes sense. And I feel the same way this week, which is why I have less books. I have 2 books that need to happen this week. The first is Ace by Angela Chen. I know it has a longer title, but I don't remember the whole title. I just remember that it's called Ace, so y'all can see the cover. And I'm doing an interview with the author on Wednesday, and I still haven't read her book, and I feel really bad. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to try to force myself to read Ace. It's going to be hard because all I want to do right now is not read nonfiction, but I feel like if I force myself a little bit, I can definitely do it. And I'll try to dedicate some time this afternoon to reading it. So we'll see. The other book, and this book isn't a start I finished this week. I literally just want to get it going this week. And that is Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. The Empire of Gold. I just said Empire of Gold. Like I said in my last reading vlog, this was lent to me by a friend. It's the last book in the Daevabad trilogy. And I read these books before the hype. I don't want to be that person that's like, oh my god, I was on the train before it was cool. But I was. It wasn't my fault. My friend who lent it to me, he's the one who got me into the series. But I keep seeing people reading this series and reading Empire of Gold specifically and being absolutely blown away. And it's right here. It's been in my hands for a month and I haven't read it yet. What am I doing? I just need to read it. So yeah, those are my only reading plans this week. Finish Ace, start and finish Ace, hopefully by Wednesday, and then start this hefty boy. I will probably pick up something else just so I have something fun. I'm kind of leaning towards The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. Part of me wants to start my books for September, my TBR, but I don't have any of those books here. I have to buy most of them, and then some of them I already own, but they're with my other books that live in the UK, and I haven't gotten to see those books yet, and I won't until I move into my new house. So I don't want to say I'm stuck with what I have, because what I have is pretty amazing, but I kind of am, I only want to read the books that I have. The other book that I'm considering starting this week is Phoenix Extravagant by Yoon Ha Lee. I have an arc of this from NetGalley, and this is one of my first arcs, and it's one of my most anticipated releases of this year because it has a non-binary main character, and it's fantasy, quality. I'm definitely gonna buy the actual physical copy because I'm supporting the authors who support you. That's all I'm gonna say. But I am super excited to get to read the arc, and I would like to read it before it comes out and not the day before it comes out. I want to give myself some time and I want to be ahead of the game. Get that NetGalley ratio up to 100%. So yeah, that's my plans this week. I thought this was going to be a short update, but it's now 5.5 minutes. You're welcome. And I'm going to go keep editing, I guess. Hello, it's Tuesday Wednesday morning. Well, morning, it's almost noon. And I now have until about 4 p.m. to try and finish Ace by Angela Chen. I did start it last night. Thank God. I am enjoying it. It's hard for me to concentrate on. I think I'm gonna have to play some music in the background because maybe it was just like when I was reading it yesterday, but like I kept getting distracted mostly by my phone. But the fact that I have to read it on my iPad doesn't help because it's like when people text me, I get the notification and then it's like I automatically want to go to it. Whereas when I'm reading a physical book, I can take it into a corner and leave my phone in the other corner, and it's like, yeah, okay, I can hear it buzzing, so if it buzzes a lot, I can go check it. But it's not constantly beside me, and I don't constantly feel like I need to be updated on the world. I should mention that I'm currently uploading the vlog for last week, which you guys will have already seen. And I, at first, literally at the beginning of last week, I thought that I was gonna have a 2-week vlog, and like, then I was like, oh, maybe I'll have 2 1-week vlogs. Yeah, now I have 2 vlogs from last week, and each one of them is over 30 minutes. So the uploading process to YouTube is going to take forever. I'm hoping that I can actually get myself to do some reading while it uploads, because I think that that'll be a good time to do so. My hair, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying it. It's really, what do you call it? Exposing. It feels like it's exposing me when I'm reading it, which isn't a bad thing. It's just weird because she talks about all of these experiences about being ace and the people that she's talked to about being ace who are also ace and who aren't ace. And while it's like our experiences are different because she has a different romantic orientation, her sexual identity isn't tied up in her gender. And like, she has just generally had a very different life experience than I have, especially because she's an immigrant and I'm definitely not. And like she said a million times, like, asexuality isn't a monolith. It isn't the only part of ace people's identity. Like, for one, it's just like sexuality isn't the only part of anyone's identity, but for another, it's often intertwined with a lot of other parts of identity, whether that's specifically like romantic orientation or like different types of attraction, or more generally even in the way that you relate to the world, in possibly a mental illness or a disability, in, like I said, your gender, in how you interact with the world around you. Like, it has so many different layers. I know that I've abstractly thought about this before, but I've never seen it written out so clearly in a book and in a way that makes so much sense to me and in a way that I relate to so much. And it's like weirdly exposing and also scary, but also really cool. And I really hope that this book gets in the hands of a lot of people, because I think that no matter your sexual orientation, no matter your opinions on asexuality, like, it's a really important read. The book is literally talking about what asexuality can teach the rest of the world about sexuality. And it's really interesting to talk about that, like to hear it talked about in the book, because she also talks about stuff like compulsory sexuality and specifically compulsory heterosexuality. And like, I've been taking notes and I've been talking in my notes about how like aces get double punched because they get punched by compulsory heterosexuality by, you know, the general population who does conform to compulsory heterosexuality, and then they can also get punched by the LGBT plus community because they don't conform to compulsory sexuality, whether or not that's gay, straight, bi, any sort of sexuality. With all of those sexualities, there's still a relation between them of being a sexual person, and a lot of aces don't feel that way. And no, most aces don't really understand sexuality because a lot of them haven't experienced it, and some of them who have, who might identify as gray or demi, will still have a really weird connection to asexuality because it's a really weird thing to have to explain to other people, never mind to come to understand yourself. And it's just a really interesting look at all of that stuff, and I'm really, really enjoying it. That stupid piece of hair. Oh yeah, also arrows. Because like, they fit into compulsory like sexuality specifically, but then people tell them they're being cold for not wanting a romantic relationship if they don't want one. Like, I'm specifically talking about arrows who aren't also ace, who are aloe, but yeah. Anyway, it's a really great book. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm tempted to make an entire discussion video about the book because I just, like, I literally now just talked, like, I thought this was going to be a quick update. I just talked for 6 minutes about this book because it's just so interesting and has so many interesting moments and, like, things to sort of throw at people, I guess. And I don't know, I want a lot of people to read this. I can't wait to see how it does, I guess, when it gets into the world, when it gets actually published, because right now I just have an e-arc of it. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it today, later today, or possibly earlier tomorrow if necessary, but like later today would be nice. And yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna pick up after that, but I did realize I said in a different clip, I think yesterday, that I didn't have any of the books that are on my TBR, and I was wrong. I'm gonna go grab it. Because I said that I didn't have any of the books on my TBR, or for September, so I couldn't start any of them. If you haven't watched my September TBR video, linked, so go watch it. But I do have You Should See Me on a Crown by Leah Johnson, which, like I talked about in that video, I'm so excited to read, and I have been excited to read it since June. Yeah, I completely forgot that I already own this. This is the only one on my TBR that I already own. I have to buy all the other ones, which is gonna be like... My credit card is not going to be happy with me once I get out of quarantine, but it's also going to be my birthday, so like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so I might pick this one up next. I'm not really sure. I'm honestly just going to go with the flow once I finish the book, because I don't want to try to constrict myself to specific TBRs. But I also know that if I don't start one of the books that's on my TBR in the next like week, I'm literally gonna wait until the very last week of the month to read them all, which is not a good way to go. I'm gonna try not to do that this time. Keyword try. Okay, I'm gonna go make sure this video is actually getting uploaded, and I'll talk to you guys either later today or probably tomorrow, because I'm trying not to make this video as long as the last one, although it's looking like it might be. Sorry. Hello, it's Thursday? It's Thursday. It is Thursday. I have a video going up today. That's how I know it's Thursday. Duh. I'm sorry that I didn't update yesterday. I got caught in a spiral of anxiety. People with anxiety will understand, like, you just can't. And, like, everything just becomes more tense and, like, convoluted. And so you tell yourself that you just can't do something. So I didn't give an update yesterday, which is probably for the best, because I don't want this video to be a million years long. But I also don't want this video to just be me updating every single day, so I'm hoping that I can actually do something more fun today for you guys. I still haven't finished Ace. I have like 25% left, but less. I'm on page 166. I think I only have like 30-ish pages left, because there's approximately 200 pages in the book, and there's like indexes and stuff, and I'm on page 166. So I'm really not that far away from the end, and I'm really happy about that, because no matter how much I'm loving the book, I just want it to be over, honestly. I can't read books like this very often, if at all, so. And then last night, like I said, anxiety yesterday. The theme of yesterday was anxiety. And so to combat that anxiety, to combat the fact that I wanted to be awake at 1 in the morning, I just started rereading Loveless by Alice Oseman, which I read at the beginning of August and absolutely loved. I'm not sure if I will keep rereading. It's hard for me to read because, especially once I've read it already, once I've seen what the main character, like the person that the main character Georgia becomes, it's hard for me to go back and reread it because I see, you know, the places where she hasn't figured herself out yet, and it makes me sad because while it's not really ace phobia or aerophobia, I guess aphobia, it kind of is in a way because it's internalized. It's the idea that everyone needs to have a partner, and like, not only is it hard for me to read while going through an anxiety spiral, it's hard for me to read because I care about the main character Georgia, and I want her to understand that she can be happy without a romantic partner, and at the beginning of the book she really doesn't understand that, and that's really like hard for me to read. But it's also just like a good book, and I relate to Georgia so much, especially with her experience as a first year in university, and I think that I'm probably gonna finish rereading it. I don't know. I've also been editing my vlog that I'm supposed to post today, but I still have like half the vlog to edit. Whoops. And I keep hearing myself talk about Camp by Elsie Rosen, which I read last week. And it's such a good book. And now that I'm like hearing myself talk about it, I'm like, maybe I should just like reread it. Why not? But then there's also like so many new books that I want to read. One of my friends on Instagram was reading A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, and they said that one of the characters in the book, you know what, I'm just gonna grab it. A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. And they said that one of the characters in the book was definitely very ace coded, if not, like, she said that there wasn't actually explicitly ace rep, like, yet. She's not done with the book. But she said that, like, one of the characters is really ace coded, and I was like, and I was watching a Books and Lala video this morning where she talked about a book with ace rep in it. And she said that the book overall was okay, but the fact that it has ace rep makes me want to read it. So, I don't know. I also kind of want to reread Wolfsong because I've been feeling reading a book with arrow rep, and I know that, I don't know if it's actually in Wolfsong, but I know that the series in general has a character that's arrow and aloe, I actually think, which is interesting because I don't think I've ever read a book. I have. There's a character in Loveless who is arrow aloe, but she's not really mentioned very much. She's mentioned more than she's actually in the story, so I'm really curious to read Wolfsong, which apparently has an arrow aloe character. I should probably explain that statement. Arrow aloe, aromantic, allosexual. Allosexual means someone who isn't asexual, so isn't on the asexual spectrum. It's kind of like, you know how queer people use like hets or like cis hets or straights to talk about straight people? Aces and arrows talk about allos to mean alloromantic, allosexual people who aren't on the ace or arrow spectrum. I realize y'all probably needed a vocab lesson because I know that not very many people know that, especially people who aren't in the ace community. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm sorry about my lack of updates yesterday. Like I said, anxiety. I'm hoping that today will be better. Usually when I get to edit videos, I feel better, especially when I get to post them, because I have a feeling I'm just gonna feel better once I get this video edited and uploaded and I finish Ace. I'm hoping to finish it today, and then I get to actually read something else that is sort of just something that random that I want to read, as opposed to something that I feel like I need to read for any particular reason, basically. And I think I'm also getting preemptively nervous about moving. Not like, I don't know. I guess like I'm getting a little nervous about the logistics because I'm gonna have to take an Uber all the way there, but I don't know how I'm gonna be able to repack all of my bags because I'm worried that I'm not gonna be able to fit everything now because I packed them very specifically, and like now I have food and stuff that I'm also gonna have to bring, and then I'm worried about getting my stuff from my friend. I just like, you know, the worries just keep coming. So it's really not helping my anxiety. And I think that after I finish editing and uploading this video, I'm going to need to relax a little bit. And I'm hoping I can do some reading when I relax. I'm gonna stop this update now because it's a fucking mess and I just need to go eat, maybe? Do I need to eat? Do I need to finish editing? I think eating might be on the cards because I think eating is probably a good idea. And I get to finish my rewatch of One Day at a Time while I'm eating. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go eat. Apparently, the only time I film updates now is every single morning, so you're welcome. And also, I was gonna film this update being like, I don't know what to read next. But as I was looking at the books that are behind the camera, my eyes fell on A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green, so I think this is probably gonna be my next read. I feel bad not reading some of my more pressing books, but also like I'm just too excited about this book, especially because someone told me that there's possible ace rep in this book, so I was like, I have to. It's required. Oh, and then I don't know if y'all can see the bags under my eyes right now, but that's because I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning finishing my reread of Loveless by Alice Oseman. This isn't the entire reason I stayed up till 2 in the morning, but we're not going to talk about that. It was just as amazing as the first time that I read it. It's just an amazing book in general. I think that no matter who you are, it's an amazing book. Like, yes, it's an amazing book as an Arrowese person who is going to university and had a similar struggle that Georgia has because she's sort of introverted and very shy and stuff like that, like same. But I think that just as any person, this can be really impactful because one of my favorite things about this is that it really discusses the importance of friendship and friend love and, I mean, a lot of other stuff besides that, but that's like the main that always hits me hard because, like I said, as an Airways person, it's really hard to be in a friendship and understand that for you, this is the highest level of relationship that you want, and for the other person it's most likely that they're either going to be or thinking about or already in a romantic relationship, and that's going to mean more to them than any friendship will. And like it's really interesting to read that from George's perspective because like that's such, I don't know, it's just like it was very like exposing, I guess. Made me feel seen. Because I have the same struggle with other people, which sucks, but you know, What can you do? There you go. I finished that book last night. I also finished Ace yesterday. I don't think I mentioned that. And now that I finished that, I feel so much freer to just read whatever the heck I want. I know that that book technically shouldn't have been, like, taking me down. Like, it was a good book and I did enjoy it, but I think that, like, I'm so much better when I'm not reading nonfiction. I also don't really like historical fiction anymore. I used to when I was younger, but yeah. I will let you guys know what book I actually pick up because I can't start reading right now, but I have a feeling it's going to be a Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, or possibly The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune, but I think it's going to be a Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. So, my summer wrap up, and first of all, it was hella long, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to split it up into two. And second of all, I wanted to show you the aftermath, because somehow I made a huge ass mess. So, like, look at this. There are books on the ground, my tripod, my random book stacks, the books that are fucking falling over. Some books on top, some books leaning over, like, whoa, this is gonna be fun to clean up. Of my life, yay! I just forgot what day it is for a second. It's Saturday. I'm having an existential crisis about moving. I don't know why. Like, I'm really excited about it, but I'm also scared. I don't really know. I really don't know. And on top of that, I think a lot of you people who also make videos will understand this. My computer is completely running out of storage. And it always does this. It does this every couple of months. Like, I buy more storage, it runs out of storage. I buy more storage, it runs out of storage. I delete things, it still runs out of storage. Like, honey, are you okay? It's very frustrating. Worth it to buy, like, a hard drive, an external hard drive that might be bigger? Once storage runs out, or, like, is almost out, I can't use iMovie anymore because it won't let me upload video clips or anything like that. And then I can't edit a video, which means I can't post a video, and it's just really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Also, my most recent video that I filmed was like an hour long, so that's definitely being split into two because there's no way I can cut the raw footage. Well, it's possible that I could cut it down to like 45 minutes, but I still feel like that's just too long. That takes care of a Thursday video next week, and I don't have to worry about like making a nice setup. I also had the vlog. In case you can't tell, I'm just really frustrated. Like, can you just work? Please? It would be very helpful. On a much happier note. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, if any of you guys are fellow YouTubers and you use an external hard drive, what sort of external hard drive? I don't know anything about external hard drives. I just know that people who have a lot of media usually have them. And so I'm wondering if that's something that I should invest in. And if you know about this stuff, let me know so that I can have like a different opinion, because obviously I don't know anything. I can barely get my computer to work sometimes, so that would be really helpful. Anyway, on a much less annoyed note, I'm still currently reading A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. Look at that shine. Okay. I love how orange this book is, I must say. The dust jacket is orange, like a nice orange, but like the hardcover, y'all, it's beautiful. And it's so hard for me to get myself to put this book down. Like, I can't. I can't. Getting myself to try and edit my video for tomorrow was such a struggle because I just can't get myself to do it. All I want to do is read this book. That's how that's going. I don't want to say frustrated. Okay, this book follows three different perspectives of three different characters that we met in the first book. Because the first book, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, was entirely from one person's perspective, we didn't get to see the other characters as much. And I'm getting the classic, you know when there's a book with multiple perspectives and their perspective always seems to end on like a semi-cliffhanger-ish sort of thing. Not like always a super big cliffhanger, but like enough that you're like, wait, and now you have to switch perspectives. And it's like, that's not a bad thing. That's not a criticism at all. I actually think it's a really great thing as a writer thinking about readers, because it makes people want to read the rest of the book so much more, because you always want to get to that next perspective, but then you read the new one and you're like, oh, but I want to get to the next perspective of this one. And so you just can't stop reading. But I think that something that's hard for me specifically in this book is the fact that this book does talk about so much like sciencey stuff, that and there's one person specifically who talks a lot about science because she has a background in science. And it's hard for me when I go into the other two perspectives and then have to jump back into hers and remind myself of all the sciencey things she was talking about to make sure that I understand the context of what she is currently talking about. But that's not a big thing. That's just a me thing. So, yeah. And the other thing is that I can see all of the threads, and I can see, like, I don't know if y'all have read An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, but reading the different, like, threads and stuff that, like, weave together and become greater things was insane in that book. Trying to figure out the clues, I could not. I'm not a mystery kind of person, and, like, I can't solve mysteries at all. Like, even people are like, oh my god, that was so obvious. Like, in a book with a mystery, I'm like, no. I rarely get mysteries. And Hank Green is really good at writing these mysteries. And so I can see that there's threads in this book that are weaving together, and I know that someone with a more mystery-inclined brain would be able to connect them, and I just can't because I'm dumb and don't know. And, like, I just want to read it so that I can know. But I have to edit. Yay. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm not having an existential crisis or anything like that. Yeah, I'll talk to you later today or tomorrow. Oh, you can still only see my torso. Ta-da! I know my face looks different today. I'm trying something. Don't worry about it. I'm also taking new profile pictures for my Instagram, and I figured best time to experiment, right? So that's what we're doing. It's Sunday today. I feel like I've vlogged a lot less for this vlog than my last vlog, so I hope that it actually works and, like, makes sense and stuff, and doesn't just feel weird. I'm still trying to find a balance between making a 2-hour long vlog and making a vlog that doesn't make sense, or a vlog that just sort of, like, doesn't have a continuation. So bear with me while I try to figure out my happy medium. But I want to talk to you guys about my plans for today. I have to go grab my book, and I want to put the cover on so it looks pretty for you guys. So today, the plan, well, I have to pack. I have a video to upload, and I have to sort of clean a little bit, but my main goal, my main reading goal, is to finish A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. I'm currently at just over halfway through it, and the reason I want to finish it today is because, like I said, I'm moving tomorrow, and, like, this whole next week is probably going to be a little crazy for me. And I think that I will appreciate this book a lot more if I can just sit down and blow through it in, like, 1 or 2 sittings. So today, while I'm doing all of my other stuff, I'm hopefully going to finish this book. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm loving this book so much. When I finished An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, I was, like, kind of sad because I was like, oh, it's over. But it was funny because it didn't, it felt over. And, like, I would have been fine with that being the absolute ending, but when Hank announced this book, A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, my mind was blown because I was like, okay, yeah, but also that felt like the end, you know? It felt like the last second of everything, and that everything could be fine. And I can see that there would be, like, aftermath and, like, you know, backlash to take care of from the events of the first book, but I didn't see why that would be an entire book. And now that I have this book, and, like, I'm reading it, it's like, yeah, this book is freaking amazing. If you read An Absolutely Remarkable Thing and are like, ooh, I don't know about A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, like, maybe I don't need to read it. You do. It's amazing. It continues the story. You get to hear more character perspectives in this, which I really love. There's a whole bunch of queer rep in this book. I know that the main character in the last book was bisexual, and she had a girlfriend, so, like, there's some fun queer rep for ya. But because the last book was narrated by April May and it was so focused on her perspective, it's so nice to read this book and to get to see, like, the other perspectives and to get to see them living their lives to an extent now it's sort of, you know, the race is on, we're 50% through, like stuff has to be going on. I am just very shook. And I love this book and it's amazing. And I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm really scared for some of the characters because they're in a really bad place. Not like genuinely they're in a life-threatening situation, and I'm like, don't get hurt. So yeah, that's my update so far. I'm genuinely considering doing a spoilery review for this book. I know the reviews that I've done so far up to this point, not completely, but mostly at least spoiler-free, just because like I like them to be more inclusive. But this book just has so much in it. I've been taking so many notes of like all the crazy things that have happened that I'm considering doing a spoilery review for this one. Although I might possibly wait and do a reread of Absolutely Remarkable Thing and then reread this book and then do a review of both of them that's like spoilery. Just because I want to talk about them more because they're so good. 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 For today, packing, I have a video and this book in my profile photos that I'm going to take. So, yeah. Hi, it's Tuesday. I'm sorry that I didn't really end this vlog, but I also had a lot going on. Like I said, I was going to yesterday and then also Sunday night. So I didn't have time on Sunday night to wrap it up, and then I haven't had time till today to actually get it done. So, read 3 books. The first of that being Ace by Angela Chen, which I thought was really good. It was a really interesting look at asexuality for both asexual and allosexual people. I'm trying to talk about its merits as opposed to my enjoyment, because I didn't enjoy myself that much reading it because it was so informative and like fun prose and stuff that I actually enjoy in books a lot. So yeah. The next book that I actually reread was Loveless by Alice Oseman. If you see my Goodreads review, that basically says it all. This book is amazing and I love it, and I love what it's done for people that I know, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, and it's amazing. Who wouldn't love Alice Oseman? This book, just like quality, high quality. And then I lied when I said I finished 3 books last week. I read 3 books last week. I finished Ace, finished Loveless, and I'm currently reading A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green, which I'm loving. I'm on page 340 out of, oh no spoilers, like 440-ish. So I only have around 100 pages left, and I'm hoping to finish that today. And this book is insane. The first book, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, was crazy to read. Just like, because the mystery and like was just so well done. But it didn't feel too much like a classic mystery novel, which isn't something that I usually enjoy. It's done in this really nice way where you don't even realize what's happening until it's already happened. And it's like, wait, what? Go back, hold on. But it's in a good way, not in a bad way, not like in a confusion way. I really, really enjoyed that one, the first book. And then this book is written in a similar style, but the stakes have just like, and I'm like, especially because like, the last book didn't have very much like mortal peril beyond like internet death threats and stuff. Basically, the main character of the book in the first one finds this statue in the middle of New York at like 1 a.m. in January, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna make a funny video about it. And then she makes a funny video about it, posts it, and then the next day she discovers that she was basically the first one to ever report on this statue. The same statues appeared like all around the world in like 16 different places, I think. And no one knows what they are, no one knows how they got there. You know, all of the classic mystery-ish stuff. And so the main character gets really, really famous. So obviously, like, because she's famous, she gets some death threats. And there are people who don't like the statues that come to be known as the Carls, who also want to hurt her because they think that she's like a spokesperson for them or something because she was the first one to discover them. Anyway, that book is amazing. This book is just as amazing. I don't know if I can say more amazing, but it's just as amazing and mind-blowing. And I really, really love it, and I can't wait to finish it. Yeah, I'm taking a break from reading vlogs. I mean, I've only done 2. It was supposed to be only last week and the week before, and I might do one again, possibly. If I participate in a readathon, I might do one. But at this point, I'm not gonna like do it weekly or something. That would cause way too much stress, not to mention the amount of editing that would take. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys read last week for you. also last week for me, but you know. Read the first week of September. If y'all, I know a lot of people started school. How's school going? Like, I don't know. I will see you guys next time. Bye.